Welcome back to the Us versus Them channel. I'm your host Vince, and we're going to break down the next fight for this upcoming fight night this weekend. This is we got Jack Jenkins versus Ramon Taveras. Jenkins is sitting at a minus 290 favorite, and Taveras is at a plus 235 underdog. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I do not love the line. I really don't. I think that this fight is going to be much closer than the line suggests. I really don't see how Jenkins should be, or Taveras should be almost a 3-1 underdog. He's actually a fucking good fighter. This weight class is deep. These guys have already had good performances, both of them in the UFC. This should be closer to a pick'em fight. One thing I love about Jack Jenkins, you guys probably already know about this, about him, is his heavy leg kicks. He has really, really heavy leg kicks. You guys probably already heard this stat a million times, but he's broken like 3 dudes' legs with leg kicks in the past. Most of those, I think all those happen on the regional scene. But still, when you see him watch a fight in the UFC, you notice how powerful he is with those leg kicks. Another thing that's really nice about him is his boxing. His boxing is really clean. He goes to the body really nicely. That left hook that he throws, right to the body. I mean, he did it to the Herbert Hoover fight. Herbert Burns. Did that in the Herbert Burns fight. That was a big difference maker in that fight, alongside the leg kicks as well. One thing I didn't really like about that, though, is when you watch that fight, you notice that Jack Jenkins gives up takedowns. Now, Burns is pretty good at getting people to the ground. Most of his opponents, even when he loses, he does score takedowns. But one thing I didn't like is how Jenkins stayed on the ground when he got there. Wasn't in love with that. We saw that in his fight against Gabriel Santos. Santos is obviously a hammer. I think he's really, really high level. But when Santos got him on the ground, Jenkins didn't work up. And I don't really like that about him. It makes me nervous picking him in this fight against Taveras. Taveras is not really known for his grappling skills, but he does have grappling skills for sure. I'm not saying Jenkins doesn't for sure, but the one thing that, like I said, that makes me nervous is his takedown defense. Jenkins' takedown defense is almost, I don't want to say it's non-existent. I think that might be an overreach, but it's not good. So I think that's something that Taveras could be leaning on, and I fully expect him to throw some takedowns this fight to try to get him to the ground and at least slow him down. One thing I noticed about Jenkins is he is super powerful in the first round. And he does pace himself really well. It's not like he's throwing everything on his shots, but the power does fade a little bit as the fight goes on. That's how it is for everybody, but for a guy who's as powerful as Jenkins, that uses that power to win fights, obviously when that starts to fade away, his potential to win the fight also starts to diminish a little bit as well. Taveras, I mean, he's tough as nails. He really is. That Siri City, is that how you say his name? Whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about. That fight was super close. That was a barn burner of a fight. Taveras really stayed in the fight, even though he was getting pressured by Siri the whole time. He was able to find his shots and pick his shots really well. And I fully expect him to be able to do that this weekend as well against Jack Jenkins. When you're breaking down Ramon Taveras, obviously you're going to have to watch the Davy Grant fight. That's his most recent fight. He lost that fight. It was a pretty competitive decision, but it was a typical Davy Grant decision, honestly. He just outworked him. He threw a lot more volume. He landed more shots. And, when you're outstriking the guy like 2-1, obviously you're going to win the fight. One thing that made a big difference, I think, in that fight is the leg kicks. Davy Grant is known for his leg and body kicks, and he was mixing in those leg kicks really nicely. And Taveras seems like he's a little bit open for the leg kicks, and that's maybe why he should be the underdog in this fight. But like I said, the line way too far off. It really is. There is no value in Jack Jenkins because Taveras 100% could come in here and play spoiler here in Australia this weekend. But I've been going back and forth for my predictions because I do think this is close to a pick'em fight. They both have holes in their game for sure that the other person can exploit. Taveras, the leg kicks, that can be exploited. Jenkins with the takedown defense, that can be exploited. So it can go either way. It's going to be whoever implements the game plan the first and probably most often as the fight goes on. I think this fight probably will last a long time, or not a long time, but it should. I think both guys are going to come in and respect each other, so I don't expect it to be over in like a minute or anything stupid like that. One thing I can guarantee you, I wish there was a line on this, is this is going to be the fight of the night, 100%. This is the fight of the night. If you guys see a line anywhere in any sports book where you can pick the fight of the night and actually wager on it, let me know. Put it in the comments because I'm putting the house on this one. It's going to be the fight of the night, and it's going to be a real treat for the fans. But, I think I think I'm going to go with the underdog on this one. I think Taveras is going to get this one done. I know a lot of guys on YouTube are not picking Taveras, but I'm going to, we're going against the grain a little bit. It's one we do kind of sometimes, pretty often in this channel. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But, I gotta lean with Taveras. I think that this is going to be a really competitive fight, but I think if he's able to implement some takedowns, it's gonna be a difference maker. So for my official prediction, I'm going to take Ramon Taveras by decision. All right, that's the breakdown for this fight. Enjoy this fight. Seriously, don't tune out for this one. Don't go to the bathroom for this one. Make sure you watch this fight. It's going to be a fucking killer fight. It's going to be a banger. But stay tuned for our next video. We're going to break down Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Urslan. That's also going to be a sick fight. Anytime Jimmy Crute's in a fight, it's fucking sick. And we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm fucking out of here.